Everyone, my name is Vaughn, and this is the Friendly Vendor Lockpick channel. Today is June 4th, 2023, and today I want to talk to you about the Friendly Vendor Lockpick set on Etsy. Now, the reason why I created this channel is because I am a victim of Amazon. That's right, a victim. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I started, I believe it was in 2020, sometime after the pandemic. Well, it was before the pandemic hit and then the pandemic hit. But so between 2019 and through 2020, that's when I really started gearing up to want to do something like Amazon. But then it worked and then it failed. And that's the reason why I'm going to tell you my story and why I am a victim. All right. So essentially, what I'm trying to do here today is to explain to you why I'm even on YouTube, hoping you can follow my story and my journey. And I'm hoping that I can get all my lockpick sets liquidized and sold. So this is the lockpick set. Essentially, it comes with three different types of locks. One of them is a double-ended lock, and the it also has the lock picks that you can see here. It comes with 12 different picks, and this is what I sell. So when I first started out, I'm gonna just show you my journey, and I have some slides here that I'm going to just sort of go through and tell you my story, a bit of my story, right? So when I first started out, I think I started out, it's loading here. I started out in April. And when I first started Amazon, I was very enthusiastic. I did everything by the book. I did all my research. I was a small time seller, and I was able to sell 100 units in like 30 days, and it was really promising. I'd never seen anything like this. It was some of the fastest success that I had ever gained in my life, right? And then I was able to make around $4,568 doing this in 30 days. After these are all my stats from Amazon itself and from the either the app or the dashboard that they had. I was, doing my thing. This is my cat, you know, with some of the pics, and I was like taking pictures and finding different ways that I could market and sell and do all these things. But I didn't really need to do much with my own marketing because I used Amazon and I was able to, through their PPC, I was able to get a lot, a lot of traction that way. Okay. So what happened is eventually they told me that my product was an illegal product, or not legal, but like they didn't want me to sell on their platform that product because it was considered like because of the nature of the product. So it's a lockpick set. They don't want me to be selling that on there. However, what had happened is I had gone like months, without any interruption. By that time, I think no, actually, the very next month. So it started in April. It took off in May. I was like, whoa! And I'm gonna show you some of those results there. And it took off. And then once it took off, it was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm making all this money. Granted, it's I do have to pay Amazon fees, and then boom, they shut me down and told me that I can no longer sell on their platform. But what had happened is right before they had told me that I wasn't able to sell on their platform, they had also put up like when you're working with Amazon and thing, it tells you how much product you would need for the very next to be able to catch up. And the whole thing, if you know anything about Amazon as an Amazon seller, or if you don't, what you need, you can never run out of inventory. You need to always have inventory, because when you don't have inventory, it has some negative repercussions on your rankings and all of those kinds of things. So it told me to purchase 4,000 lockpick sets. So I went ahead and I purchased 4,000 lockpick sets. I didn't even really have the money for 4,000 lockpick sets, but I had like family, I leveraged family and friends, and as like personal investors, got all this money, put it on credit cards, put it on everything, and essentially went ahead and got all these lockpick sets, thinking like, I'll be able to zero that out in 1 month because of the way that sales were going. Now we're in 2023, so it's been 3 years already. Actually, now that I really realize it, yeah, officially been 3 years that I've been dealing with the boxes. So I still have the boxes. I still have this problem, and I've tried every way imaginable in the past 3 years to to take care of this problem. Okay. So, um, I have essentially I have tried to sell it on eBay. I've tried selling it on not popular sites, like there's a Japanese version of Amazon. I can't remember the Rakuten. I tried selling it on Rakuten, but Rakuten is no longer supported in the United States. I tried Wish. I tried all like everything. I tried my own site and um, with Google Ads, and it worked for some time. But then I got shut down there too, as well, and I was able to get rid of quite a bit on there, but it was taking years to develop the traffic that was needed to even start selling. And then once I did start selling good, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get rid of everything. Got shut down again, and everything like that. I went back on Amazon again trying to sell, got shut down again. And every time it's for the same reason, and I just try to plead with them, like, please just let me get rid of my inventory first, and then I will never, I won't sell anymore. They just weren't having it. They don't care. Jeff Bezos is also not, really he used to have this email that you could just email him if you had any issues, and if he, he could hear your story, he would help you out, and he would just like let certain things go through, or help you out, listen to your situation. But that's no longer the case with Amazon. So I was just on there on my own, and my biggest problem is like, okay, yes, I did all of these things, like like in the sense that like people would tell me, oh, you should have done better research, XYZ, XYZ. But what happened is that I used like software to help me to find this product, and that software, I don't want to name drop the company that helped me to find this product, but essentially when I went ahead and found this product, I thought that they had already took care of some of the things that were needed in order to make sure that I was getting safe, complete products. So I would say it is on me for not realizing the nature of this product might have been problematic. However, I'm not the first person that this has happened to. This has happened to quite a bit of people as I came to find support groups for people that have had similar situations, and even for things such as like mosquito, like non-chemical mosquito repellent. It could be like a sound frequency that deters mosquitoes, and this woman was selling it for years. And then out of nowhere, Amazon told her, hey, you can't sell this because this is related to some DEET issue, like some, the chemical. And then they told her that she couldn't sell her product. But that to me is ridiculous. And I feel like if you don't agree with what I'm saying, even with that, I feel many people could agree that that situation, it wasn't really fair, because all she had was it was producing a frequency that would get mosquitoes to go away from you instead of being a chemical, and they shut her down because of, they're saying, the category of the product associated with the DEET chemical or something to that degree, right? So this has happened to quite a bit, a number of people, and my biggest issue is when I go on Amazon, and this is the reason why I pull up this page here. When I go on Amazon, you see that it's still being sold. It's still being sold by multiple sellers, and I reported every single one of them, and I did it. And they will go down and they come back up, go down, come back up, and then after a while, I could tell that all the ones that were American were gone. So they were gone. And then we have the influx of the Chinese sellers. So I don't know if this has always been their plan, as in Amazon. I didn't know if this was always their plan, but now it doesn't matter how many times that I report them, they will not be taken down. They are not taken down. And now the Chinese sellers have taken over the market. So the only place that I was able to find refuge is in Etsy. They have had no problem with it. They let me sell it. But I don't know how the Chinese sellers once again have found me on Etsy and they have been taking away all of my sales. And yes, it's fair game. Yes, it's free market, but like they are they are like thousands of miles away selling, this product and undercutting, someone like me. And I'm just like, when I reach out to them and say, hey, like guys, just, and of course they're not going to listen. I'm just saying, you guys followed me, you guys kicked me out of Amazon by just, share volume or whatever, and or whatever. I don't know what relationship they have with Amazon, and I even tried to fight that relationship that they had with Amazon as well. But it doesn't matter because it's all about money. It's all about who's a bigwig, who's meeting up with who. I don't recommend anybody try to sell on Amazon now because essentially if you're not selling, and that's the biggest mistake, like don't ever do anything with physical inventory with Amazon because it's gonna bite you in the butt. So it bit me, and I'm haven't been able to get back on my feet since. And like I've had incurring storage costs. I've tried to liquidize all of my assets as well, but at the current moment, the best business decision for me is to hold on to them. And at this current rate, it'll take me another 5 to 6 years to sell out the quantity that I have because I still have the amount in the thousands. All right. So that's to show you the sellers. This is when things were good. When things were good, I was selling a lot. This was me happy. I was selling, I even did it where since I couldn't send it to Amazon, I was even selling it as an independent seller on Amazon. And things were going on pretty good still. I was still able to get through until they just kept tightening up their security and locking me down more and more ways, making it harder for me to get rid of my inventory. And this is an educational lock set. It's not something that is supposed to hurt or do anything negative to anybody because even if you have the knowledge of these sets, it doesn't do anything because the way that lock systems are now are way more complex than the types of locks that I'm selling. It's basically a beginner intro to lock picking. So when you're looking at these lock pick sets and stuff like that, if you are going to try and like use the knowledge from this, you can, because I've tested on real locks as well to make sure that you can use the knowledge to do so. But the tools themselves are beginner tools. You would need a lot more durable, like in the sense that you would need to have you would need to basically it would take you a longer time with this set is what I'm trying to say to get through a house, multiple locks. By the time you do that, you would have been caught. Essentially, there is no way, like, you would have to spend so much time. But this is supposed to help you to understand, the beginning structures of, what a lock is, what's inside it, and stuff like that. And it's actually a sport. It's called lock sport. So the people who are interested in this, they are not thieves. They are not people who are trying to rob anyone or anything like that. People nowadays, if they were trying to actually steal something, if like say you're trying to steal a car, they would just bust the car open with the through the window, and then they would proceed to hotwire or something like that. However, they're going to do it. It would not you understand what I'm saying? Like nobody's gonna sit there and like literally be picking every pin. It's very time consuming, and in a public place, you would get caught. So I'm just trying to say that because people had a lot of issues with the safety and, oh, look, you're increasing crime. And, I'm just putting everything out there in the terms of what people were concerned with after I started selling the lockpick sets. But when I had done my research, there was a whole community on this where it is just a hobby. It is a big hobby actually across the United States of people just picking the locks that they personally own, and just going through it that way. Now, I want to come out of this business. I've been dealing with this issue for 3 years. That's the reason why I created this YouTube video. Um, and I just wanted to show you that when they started, what happened is that Amazon started sending all the boxes back. So this was the first wave of boxes that ended up being sent to me. I had nowhere to store them, so I had to store them in my living room. This is my home in Florida. And then what happened is that, they sent even more boxes, and I didn't have any space, so then I had to put it near my kitchen. And then they sent more boxes. Oh, well, this one is a review. A lot of people were very satisfied with my product. I had very high ratings. I was a very good seller. I always tried to make sure all my shipments came on time. I tried to answer everybody in a timely manner. This guy here, he said this is a great kit for those who are learning to repair home locks themselves instead of hiring a locksmith. So yeah, if you're like locked out of your home and stuff, if you have enough time, these tools could be used to get you back into your home, depending on the type of lock that you have. Like I said, if it's a very simple lock. This guy, he really liked it. He gave me 5 stars. I was getting a lot of reviews. I was up to something like 40 something reviews. Sales were going through the roof. I was getting so much exposure. um this is my cat, of course, on top of all the boxes. And this is when they sent everything back. And this is me just standing up in shock at how many boxes I had, but still being positive because I thought that I would be able to get through this. So this is to show you, just being fully transparent, this is to show you how much money I ended up making in that one month. I ended up making around $23,000 November 19th to today. So this was in May 2020. All right. And the thing is, it looks like it's a lot of money, but you have to always reduce that number by two because Amazon basically takes crazy fees. So if we round that up to 24K divided by 2, I made 12K, and that is just that's how much I got back. Then I also had storage fees. Well, yeah, because of they have their additional storage fees that Amazon takes when I was there, but then I also had to pay for shipping, a lot of shipping costs myself, as well. So shipping costs, there's a lot of things that go into that. So it looks like it's a really high number. And if you really think about that, if that's for the year, right? Because you can see down here by the time it gets to November, so that essentially I did all of that in one month, but essentially that becomes 23K for the year. And then if you divide it by two, like I said, that's like 12K for the year because I wasn't able to liquidize all these assets, and I bought over 4,000. So I bought over what if I think it's around six, like I would say around 30 to 40,000 dollars worth of products. So I'm in the red big time. I've since dissolved the business. Um, just being transparent. Since dissolved the business, trying to see if there's any more slides here. That's the last one. Since dissolved the business and everything like that, and I've been trying to sell the lockpick sets, but like I said, the only place that I've been able to sell them is on Etsy. So I'm creating this YouTube to tell my story, to put it out there. And please, like, if you're somebody that's trying to purchase it, please go to Etsy. Please go to where friendly vendor is down in the description below. Um, and just purchase my lockpick set if this is something that you are interested in. Please be like wary of the Chinese sellers. They do not respect you. They will sell you this item and it will take weeks to come. I am in the United States. My products do not take more than 4 to 5 days max. If depending on where you are, you can get it in 2 to 3 days because I ship everything shipping. Been doing this for a while. I've been, trying to sell this for the past 3 years. I'm here in America. It's an American small business or small store right now because I dissolved the main business that I had when I was doing a lot of frequency. And so I would just appreciate anybody doing this because the Chinese sellers, they don't care. They're very cutthroat. They're very ruthless. The price that you're gonna see that is on Etsy, I have lowered it to the lowest price I could possibly sell it just because I must, just understand that I am trying to get rid of as many lockpick sets as possible. So I'm just hoping that this message reaches someone. A lot of businesses would purchase this as well when I had the exposure. And I remember one time I had one order. It was for like something like 200 lockpicks or something like that. But I have not been able to leverage those connections at all because all the marketing and all everything was through Amazon, and you cannot get the detail after they've increased their security to the point where I don't really know who I'm selling to, so I except for like the addresses, but then that's lost since it's sort of like a afterthought, right? So when I try to go back in, none of that data, they only hold the data for a certain amount of time, and I'm telling you, I've done that's why I'm on YouTube, reaching out to you. Um, because this is my last stand, essentially. So I'm going to keep creating content. Thank you so much for watching. With every content, the videos are aimed at trying to get this lockpick set sold. I have thousands. I will do video of showing you like the boxes and how many boxes I have, or I might do a quick one and attach it to this. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.